Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Johanna and welcome to my cozy book space. Hi friends, it's been a minute, but I'm back to do a June reset vlog. So if you guys want to see my TBR, my anticipated releases, and a little bit of a life update, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, let's start off with my TBR. I'm gonna go over the books that I don't have physically. So first off, I want to read Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. This actually comes out this month. It comes out, I think, June 4th. At least that's what I have here on my calendar. I also want to read The Gods Forbid by Rory L. Scott. This is a book that I have been dying to read and it's finally time that I get to it. I also want to read King of Sloth by Anna Huang. This book I have been waiting to get in the mail for so long and I have finally received it. This is a book that I pre-ordered for the artwork. You guys, I'm so excited to read this. This is also the thickest book out of the series, so I just feel like it's gonna be so good. Another book that I'm dying to get to is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. As you guys will see, I want to read a lot of books that I've missed on the release day, so this is definitely one of them. I've heard amazing things and I do love me an Elsie Silver book. I also want to read Learn Your Lesson by Candy Steiner. This recently released as well and I have yet to get to it. This is a single dad and nanny romance and I just know I'm going to eat it up. Then I also want to read The Nanny by Lana Ferguson. This has been on my physical TBR for a while. I've heard mixed reviews, but I kind of want to see what I think about it. This is also a single dad and nanny romance. I want to read In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I used to have like a special edition for this, but I recently put it on my Pango and it sold literally like this. I know this is a beloved book, but that special edition was so ugly to me. The OG cover is not the cutest, but it's also better than what I had. So if I truly love this book, once I read it in June, then I will definitely get my hands on a physical copy. Then I also want to read The Homewrecker by Sarah Kate. This is the second book, or the third book. No, the second book in the Good Brothers series by Sarah Kate. I've just been literally putting it off on reading this, but I'm so excited. Then I have Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I really want to get into this book. I've heard nothing but amazing things. I've seen the beautiful photos all over bookstagram. I haven't really seen reviews for it though, so I'm happy about that. I got this book for my birthday and I haven't picked it up yet just because I've been so busy, but it is a thick book. It is more than 400 pages. Thinking about getting the audio, let me know what you guys think. I also want to read Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood this month. I pre-ordered the Books A Million special edition because it comes with artwork that is just beautiful and I love the cover of this book, and Ali Hazelwood's previous release Bride I loved, so I'm hoping that I'm going to love this one as well. I have high hopes. Then I have Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. As you can see, I got this at half price a long time ago. I didn't even take this off. I love the cover of this book and I do want to get into more FF romances, especially after reading Serpentine Valentine by Gianna Darling, and this is one that I have on my physical TBR, so I decided to add it to my June reading plans. I also have Tris 6 Venom as well on my TBR. I will be reading this as an ebook because I got it free at some point. That is also an FF dark romance, so I think after I read this one it'll be a nice switch up to switch into that one. Then I have Savor It by Tara Dewitt. This is a new release as well that just came out and it is Tara Dewitt. And I've been really holding back on not reading it. I think this might be my next possible read, but yeah, that's definitely on my June TBR. So those are all of the books on my June TBR, which I'm hoping to get to all of them. Of course, I am also a mood reader, so I will definitely be reading outside of this list, but these are definitely a must read for June for me. This is such a beautiful stack. Let's put these on my TBR card. Okay, let's talk about my anticipated releases for the month of June. I only have a few that I have here on my calendar, but for June 4th, we have quite a few new releases. We have Leather and Lark by Bryn Weaver. Off to the Races by Elsie Silver will be re-releasing. We have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, which will also be a re-release. And we have The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I believe this is a re-release as well. Then for June 11th, we have Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. For June 18th, we have The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. This will be her third book release, and I have read her 2 previous ones, so I'm really excited to read this one. I've heard this one might just be the best out of the 3. Then we have Bloodguard by CC Robson on June 25th. And then last one that I have here is Rules for Second Chances by Maggie North. This one I believe I got a arc on NetGalley. I have yet to read it, but I do love me a second chance. So those are all of the anticipated releases that I have here on my calendar. If I'm missing one that is definitely must know, let me know down below in the comments. For my quick little life update, you guys, I have moved. I can't remember if I even told you guys that I was going to be moving, but I did, and it was a hassle. As you can see, my apartment is still a mess. I, for the most part, already unboxed everything, but I still need to go room by room and kind of declutter. I didn't get the chance to do that prior, but I'm excited to do that now. Yeah, so I moved, and you guys, I really hate moving. You never realize how much stuff you have until you are moving. And I had a lot of help from family and friends, which I really appreciated, which made the move super easy. Of course, it was stressful, but we got it done. And you know what? My life is not together yet, but I have missed filming and talking to you guys and really deep diving into books that I've been wanting to read and have been putting off for said reason. I feel like ever since I got back from Mexico, I haven't had a moment of peace. I'm just kind of glad to finally be in a good spot and continue filming. With that being said, videos that I won't be posting are my March and April wrap up. I did do a poll on Instagram and you guys really wanted to see that, but the one thing about me is I'm gonna do what I want at the end of the day, and I really don't want to do a March and April wrap up. Just for one, I didn't read that many great of books, and 2, they were mostly novellas. Because I read so many books that I didn't really love, or they were just novellas, I just don't think it's worth making separate videos for them. And I feel like if I force myself to do it, there'll be videos that I won't want to edit and put out for you guys. Like, I'll dread it, you know what I mean? And so I won't put my full energy into them, so I'm just gonna not do it. As for a reading vlog that you guys will definitely be seeing is a new releases reading vlog where I read Bride by Ali Hazelwood, I read A Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey, and I read Where's Molly by H.D. Carlton. I started filming this before I went to Mexico, and then I finished it while I was in Mexico, so I definitely want to make sure you guys get to see that reading vlog, especially because those are new releases that I was highly anticipating, and I want you guys to know my thoughts while I was reading them. With that being said, because I'm not going to be doing a March and April wrap up, I did want to mention some of my 5-star, 4-star, 4.5-star reads. I'm not going to go into too much depth, but just know I loved these books so much with my entire heart that I just kind of have to mention them, even though I won't be doing a wrap up for them. Maybe in a later video or something I'll talk more in depth about them. But first one being Dustwalker by Tiffany Roberts. I gave this one 5 stars. You guys, this one made me sob towards the end. There's something about a robot having feelings for our heroine, growing these feelings, knowing and learning what love is for this person and putting this person above all, and then put that into a post-apocalyptic world. It was just so entertaining, but also so heartbreaking, so brutal. It was so good, you guys. I absolutely loved it, and this cover is gorgeous. I can't wait to have this book in my hands. Another one that I decided I should mention, this one I gave 4 stars to. This is A Polar Expedition and Other Stimulating Research Opportunities by Cass O'Shire. So Cass O'Shire is an author that I saw on my Instagram and decided to follow because I loved her covers and her artwork, and they were monster shifter romances. For example, for this one, the hero is a polar bear shifter. I will say that these are very enjoyable. I really loved them. They are steamy as well. The heroes are just these like cinnamon roll gruff monster heroes. The writing is a little bit, it might be a little difficult to get into because we are in our heroine's point of view. I do believe we get dual POV, but we mostly get our heroine's point of view, and when we are in that point of view, it's very like scientific writing because our heroine in this first book is a scientist, and there are footnotes as well. I think that's what they're called, when there's like a number and then there's like a little information box below. I read these on my Kindle, so that's how it kind of worked. I thought it was very entertaining, but I know it might not be for a lot of people, but I definitely will continue to read read more by this author. I did read the second book in this one as well, which was On the Care and Keeping of Orcs. This one I gave 4 stars to as well. This one is between the sister of the hero in the first book, but she is actually a hair shifter. Is it like H-A-R-E shifter? She is also a single mom of twins. She gets with her brother's best friend who is an orc. And it was really good, you guys. And I just love and eat up these covers and the artwork that Cass O'Share has been putting up. It is just so good. I definitely recommend, but it might not be for everyone, especially because of the writing. I will say I did read Hopeless by Elsie Silver. I did end up giving it 5 stars just because I loved it. I ended up reading in Mexico and it was really good, you guys. I loved Bo and I loved our heroine. What is her name? Sometimes booktuber Chandler, her reviews are so funny sometimes. Bailey, her name is Bailey. Sorry guys. Okay, so I really loved Bo and Bailey's story. I will say that I did hear some people say that this book was mostly about Bailey, and I do see that in a way, that it was leaning more towards her story than Bo's. But we do get Bo's story as well, just not as in-depth as some of us would have wanted, but that didn't deter my rating or my enjoyment of the book. I do love me a military hero who has scars physically and mentally, and we love a heroine who is just there for the hero and takes care of him, and we love a protective hero who takes care of the outcast girly, you know what I mean? And so I truly loved it, and it was just a great way to close out this Chestnut Springs series and saying goodbye to the Eatons. So sad, but it was such a good book. I love this series so much. Now I will say, because I did read a lot of novellas for the month of March and April, I wanted to mention the author Savannah Sterling Old Creek Wolves series. There are 8 books. I read 7 of them, and I gave literally all of them 4 stars. I gave all of them 4 stars. I will say, let me actually go back and talk about Stranded with a Wolf by Savannah Sterling, because I gave that one 5 stars. I must have loved it, but to be honest, I don't remember much about it. That's the thing about this. Is it a 4 star or is it a 5 star? Sometimes, you know, like with Hopeless, I gave a 5 star, but do I remember every single detail? No, but that's just like a me problem, not the book's problem. So I'm gonna keep it at a 5 star. I might do a little reread, but yeah, I will say that I loved finding Savannah Sterling's werewolf novellas because they were just so great, and she has some of these great like tropey, shifter, smutty, good old time romances, and so I definitely wanted to mention her so you guys can check her out. But those are all the books that I'm going to go ahead and mention for the March-April wrap-up favorite reads that we had going on. That is going to be all for this June reset. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are currently reading, what you guys are up to, any big changes, anything you guys want to let me know down below in the comments. I would love to know. Let's talk about it. And if you guys don't want to comment anything, then go ahead and leave me the, what emoji do we want to leave? Let's go ahead and leave the pink heart emoji down below in the comments if you don't want to comment anything else. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.